Ball night. Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy Cheeseman, and thought I'd talk about this Heat Bulls game that was on last night. But first off, I was really surprised they even played last night. Like, it completely slipped my mind that they played it last night because the Heat and the Bulls played last night, so I figured they would have back-to-backs like last year because last year they had like a whole bunch of back-to-backs because it was a lockout shortened season. But I mean, you could tell it was a back-to-back because both teams were really sloppy. Overall, there was 26 turnovers. I mean, you had LeBron James missing wide open dunks. You had Chris Bosh turn the ball over 15,000 times. Even Dwayne Wade missed a couple wide open dunks too. But that said, that with turnovers aside, I think it was a really great defensive game because the score was 86 to 67, and which I like these kind of games when they're defensive because I hate when scores are like 120 to 125. I like when games are in the low 80s, but yeah, the Heat. I think they gave the Bulls their worst, like as far as points wise, their worst loss of the season. Like they haven't been under 70 since like 2005, which is like before they even had Tom Thibodeau. So this was a big loss for the Bulls. I mean, the Heat really showed up last night. You can tell they're really turned on the switch, which they always say, teams turning on the switch, and you can tell they really turned it on because these last couple of games they've been playing really well. Like they said, they didn't even want to have an All-Star break because they were feeling so hot before All-Star break. You can kind of tell that they're picking up where they left off before the All-Star break. But I mean, the Heat were really good. LeBron had 26 points over 15 shots, and Steve Kerr said last night, "Can you be silently brilliant?" Which I think is a perfect way to describe LeBron's game because even though he finished off with 26 points, you kind of felt like for the first two quarters he was kind of just coasting a little bit. Like he was real silent, and that just shows how great LeBron is that he can be silent, but he can still have like finish off with like 26 points. Like that's how good he's playing right now, playing at an MVP level. And D Wade played really good last night, which I gave him crap in my last video because he took too many shots and he took too many shots against Portland. But he finished off with 17 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, off of 8 of 15 shooting, which, I mean, that's really good. You can tell that he was really excited to play. You can tell he was really excited to play his home team, and Chris Bosh did really well last night. I mean, he had a couple of slow moments like how he usually does. Had a lot of turnovers, but overall he had a really good game. He had Ray Allen chipping in a little bit too. And overall, it was a good win for the Heat. And as far as the Bulls, I mean, Joakim Noah was really good. Boozer was actually really good last night too. And I was kind of like when I first saw Boozer, because he shaved his mustache. I was like, do they got a new player that looks just like Boozer? Like, is this Boozer number 3? Because Boozer. Then Taj Gibson, I called Boozer number 2, and I was like, is this Boozer number 3? But turns out that's just him. But he had a really good game last night. And of course, everybody's talking about Derrick Rose. Is he going to return? And I said that on my Facebook, like, damn, is Derrick Rose ever going to return? And somebody commented on my status saying that he's not going to return, which I didn't know that. I thought he was going to return this year. But I don't know, I still think he is going to return, but I just think that, it's kind of up in the air right now. But from what I hear, people saying that he's not going to return. I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. But then you have Derrick Rose's brother going after the Bulls management. And, that's a lot of controversy over his marks because he said that he feels like the Bulls aren't giving Derrick Rose the right pieces to win a championship. I kind of sort of agree with his brother because I think that they're not, like, I thought that they traded way too many pieces last year. Like, they got rid of, like, the bench mob, which that's what they call them. They got rid of a lot of players, but, like, it was like 8 players they got rid of. And a couple people I understand what they got rid of. I think they should have kept C.J. Watson. Robert Griffin, well, not Robert Griffin, but his name was Robert the Third or something. Like that little short guy, I think they should have got rid of him. There's a lot of other players that they should have got rid of because they weren't that good. But I think they kind of jumped the gun a little bit by trading everybody. And I think now they pretty much have to start over when Derrick Rose comes back because a couple years, like 2 years ago, the main advantage they had against the Heat was that they played together and that they were really great defensively. And now they're pretty much just starting over again. But yeah, I don't know. I think that Derrick Rose's brother's comments, they're not too out of bounds as far as like the Bulls management because I do think they could do a lot more. But I also agree that I think that Derrick Rose, his problem is he doesn't like to recruit people. Like the only person he's really tried to recruit was LeBron. Like when he was a free agent a couple years ago. And I kind of feel like ever since then he's kind of just like, whatever. If you're gonna come here, you're gonna come here. And I just think that you know, Derrick Rose, he needs to recruit people. Like, he needs to try to get people to come to his team, because in the end of the day, he can't do it alone. He needs other pieces. Like, I thought they could have got James Harden. Like, I really thought that James Harden was going to go to Chicago versus Houston, but he ended up going to Houston. I think that James Harden could have been that perfect piece to make the Bulls a legit title contender, because they're still missing one player. Even when Derrick Rose comes back, I still think they're one player away from actually making it to the finals and actually winning a championship. But that's just my personal opinion. I think, you know, they need to get one more player. They're one player off from, you know, winning a title, because I don't think Derrick Rose can do it by himself. But tell me what you guys thought about the game. Do you think Derrick Rose is coming back? Do you think he should come back? I mean, that's the reason why he's in this mess in the first place, because he tried to come back too soon. He ended up tearing his ACL. So I think that he's still kind of worried about that. The fact that he came back when he shouldn't have, and he ended up getting hurt, more hurt than what he already was. But tell me what you guys think. Subscribe to my channel, like my video. Bye.